everybody, Cal Banyan's Hypnosis, etc. If you're watching this anywhere except Cal Banyan, etc., calbanyan.com, go there now, because right below this video on calbanyan.com, we've got additional text that makes this more valuable, graphics that makes it more understandable, and links that just expands it out into the hypno universe of the web. Let's see here. Oh, and I am with, once again, 4 in a row, with Celeste Hackett, who was my original #1 first Hypnosis, etc. co-host. Let me tell you about her. She's a full-time hypnotist. She has an office in Plano, Texas. She also has a licensed school of hypnotism in Plano, Texas. And she teaches people from around the world, as far away as Brazil, have come to her trainings. She is a Hypno 1 percenter. She can prove it because she got the Hypno 1 Percenter of the Year award at our 5-pather dinner banquet at the NGH convention. She's also a writer. She is a well-known speaker, and she is one of the most helpful to other hypnotists I've ever known in my life. How you doing, Celeste?
Oh, wow, Cal, you're making me sound so good. I better be super nice and super good on this podcast. Thanks.
Hey, 4th time's the charm, right?
Woohoo, yes. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Cal Banyan. Cal Banyan is, he was a psychotherapist who decided he wanted to do hypnosis because of his Uncle Ward. He had heard stories about Uncle Ward, who was a hypnotist, and he got all intrigued because they certainly didn't teach him that in school, did they, Cal?
Absolutely not.
And so he thought to himself, let me check out this hypnosis stuff, and then he did. And boy, did he get bit by the hypno bug, to the point that we've all benefited from it.
That's right, it's contagious. It's contagious.
Yes, it's contagious. He dived into hypnosis head first, and he studied and studied and studied, and he saw clients and he saw clients, and all of a sudden it was like eureka. A system came together in his hypno head, and he called it 5-path. 5-path was born right there. What was it, 1996? No, that's when you started. So it must have been what? When was 5-path born?
It was probably really came out around the next year. It was, and then it has been evolving ever since. And the next year, 97, is when 7-path self-hypnosis came into being.
So you birthed a little bouncing baby 5-path, and then a sister, a bouncing baby 7th-path. And these are 2 systems for doing hypnosis, and they are phenomenal. If you're a hypnotist and you haven't learned 5-path yet, you gotta learn them, because you'll see consistent results with your clients, and you can work with a wide variety of clients. And if you get nervous and you don't know what to do, we have unsurpassed support. So anyway, he's a psychotherapist that now trains people in his system of 5-path, and he trains trainers, and I'm one of the trainers, and he's award-winning. And as he said in the last podcast, as he corrected me, he's been a hypno celebrity in his own mind for some time, but now even more so. He's always been a hypno celebrity to me and to lots of other hypnotists, but now even more so because he's won the most prestigious award, which is the Rexford L. North Award. Now, this is Dr. Rexford L. North. In case you're wondering, that's his picture. He was the founder of the NGH back in, I believe it was 1951, and he was amazing because he couldn't hear a thing, and he was still able to hypnotize people. And he started the NGH, and then another interesting thing about him was all of a sudden he just disappeared and they never found him. But then the NGH got carried on by Dr. Damon. I can't help it. I love the whole story of the NGH, Cal, and I guess I'm running on. But back to Cal, hypno celebrity, worth every bit of praise and more, and that's you, Cal.
Thank you very much. It sounds like you read Dr. Damon's book.
Oh my God, but also I'm looking at the, yes, that is Dr. Damon's, I'm holding that one up, the yellow one about Dr. Rexford Elman. Yes, Dr. Damon's written at least a couple of books. I thought you were talking about the Hypno Recollections, this one right here.
Yep.
This is a great book. They're both great. He wrote both of these, The Amazing Stone Deaf Hypnotist, Dr. Rexford L. North, and Hypnotic Recollections, which I definitely recommend. I love all of his stuff.
I'll tell you what, if I was a new hypnotist, if I couldn't learn from me, I'd want to learn from you, because you're a lot nicer than I am, because I'm so stern in class.
But you're a lot of fun, and you're a fabulous teacher, and you're just, you have the education beyond hypnosis that you bring in, and you are able to tell people things in such a way that they really get it. Yeah, you are kind of stern sometimes, though, but it's fun. I love being in your class. So much so that I'm still hanging around you.
I know it, I know it. Hey, so speaking of classes, you got any coming up?
I got one November the 5th. I hope you will join me. Not you, Cal, you stay away. I hope you will join me in Hypnoland, November the 5th through the 16th. And then in April, I got another one. Go to Dallas Hypnosis Career Training, careertraining.com. And that's where you'll find out all about my classes. And right now, if you sign up, you should still get a good discount.
Yeah, that's the ticket. And you know what? I think I'd love to just sit in the back of your classroom and watch. Would that be okay?
You are not allowed to come anywhere near Dallas, Texas. I'm in Plano, but he makes me nervous. I'm in Plano, but we're a suburb of Dallas.
Oh boy. Hey, and I got one coming up too, October 29th through November 9th. That's a 10-day class, so we give you the 2 days off in the middle, which is a weekend, and you can go to Disneyland, you can go to the beach, you can go to Knott's Berry Farm, you could hang out in Hollyweird if you want, and or just be, just take a couple days off and let your mind relax after all the challenging stuff we did in class. And in class, it's an NGH-approved Banyan Hypnosis Super Course with 5-path and 7-path. It's a whole lot. You eat, sleep, drink, and poop hypnosis for 10 days. Oh, but you learn a lot. What are we going to do next?
Well, there's some hypnotists that are begging for your help, Cal.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, there's this hypnotist named Charisse, and I guess it's a she. We know this person is a 5-pather, and this is a kind of a multi-level question. Her first part of the question, or maybe her first question, is she says that her client has something inside him that prevents him from, quote unquote, really letting go so he can enter into hypnosis. She wants to know, first off, what to do about that.
Okay, first of all, how does she know that the client isn't really letting go and going into deep hypnosis?
That's all she says. In fact, I wonder why she thinks somebody has to let go. What are they letting go of? But that's just what she says. That's it. Don't ask me.
Okay, so this is one of the things that new hypnotists sometimes fall into, is letting the client evaluate their depth of hypnosis and why or why not they may or may not be going into deep hypnosis. So what we do as professional hypnotists is we don't say things like, so how did it go? Were you really hypnotized? Da, 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 because that is lame. Okay, and what we do is we use the best techniques available to do the induction, the deepening, and then we use tried and proven methods to evaluate the depth of hypnosis. And so that's what she should be doing. For example, testing for amnesia, a covert test like the losing the numbers portion of the Elman Banyan Induction, and then we know that the person's in hypnosis. And then what we would do is we would do overt testing for light stages of hypnosis, such as eyelid catalepsy, arm catalepsy, and so on. And then that lets the client know that they're in hypnosis. So that's my first thought. My second thought is, I've said it before, troubleshooting hypnosis sessions, if something doesn't work that should work, that means that typically something that goes before it wasn't done completely or effectively. And if somebody is holding back and, quote, not letting themselves go, whatever that means, it really means that there is some kind of concern on the part of the hypnotist. It could be about hypnosis, it could be about the hypnotherapist, and that's where the pre-talk is extremely valuable, and we don't commence the hypnosis session until they're really ready to go. That they should come to a point like where they're just kind of almost chomping at the bit. You say, well, would you like to do hypnosis with me now? And they're kind of like, well, I thought you'd never ask. Let's go do it. There should be no ounce of fear or confusion or concern anywhere in their body. And at that point, they will very quickly, easily go into a deep level of hypnosis, such as a minimum of the threshold of somnambulism or deeper. How's that?
I think that's good. When I read this, I thought maybe she was, when she said there's something that's preventing him from really letting go. I guess letting go could also mean that she's looking at the guy and he's not relaxed, or he's told her he's not relaxed, and they've gotten that whole thing confused, because there are also a lot of new hypnotists and certainly a lot of clients who think that hypnosis is relaxation, and it's not. And it's amazing how many times you can tell a client that or a new hypnotist that, and they still think that their clients have to be relaxed to be in hypnosis. So I don't know if this client was exhibiting stress or bouncing around or looked nervous or opening his eyes. That's another thing. A lot of hypnotists think if a client opens their eyes, it means they're out of hypnosis. And if that happens, you just say, close your eyes, and you just carry on. The second part of this session you kind of spoke to, the second part of this question you kind of spoke to, and she said that there's another problem with his depth. He seems to go from light to deep over and over again. She wants to know what she should do about this.
And once again, I wonder, how is she evaluating whether he's going light to deep, right?
Yes.
And so, again, I think I'm with you on this part. Maybe he's shuffling around or not looking as relaxed, but that doesn't mean that they're not in hypnosis. If you are concerned about what level of hypnosis that your client is in, just test it. Now, it should be a covert test, such as losing the numbers part of the Elman Banyan, and you could do that at any time. You could just use that part. Just go on the internet and Google or whatever and type in Elman Banyan Induction, and you'll find it on the internet. I'm sure I have, well, or you can go to hypnosis.org, and I have a free video there on how to do the Elman Banyan Induction. But there's a part of that induction, it's really the brilliance of the Dave Elman Induction, where they go more mentally relaxed and then say another number and more mentally relaxed until they come into this point where they can't remember the next number, and that is amnesia by suggestion because of the way, by virtue of the way the suggestion was given. And you could do that part of the induction at any time as a depth test. There's also the eyelid deepening fractionation test, I'm not saying that title exactly right, that we teach in class, that you could do at any time. Don't guess. It's time to move beyond this gray, fluffy, go by the seat of your pants approach that a lot of people have in the profession, and let's be criteria based. And this is all covered in class. It's in the manuals. I want to gently suggest that Charisse go back and go through the materials in class. I know that after you've been practicing for a while, it's a little bit tough to go back through, but I'll guarantee you, if you read those manuals again, after you've seen some clients, you're going to see stuff in there you never even noticed before. It's going to hit you at a much deeper level of understanding. And also, if you purchased any of the training videos or audios that we offer to our grads, after you see clients, go through them again. You go, oh, why didn't I get that? Oh, why didn't I get that? Because you're just going to get it at a much deeper level. How's that, Celeste?
I think that's great. And also, I just want to point out that, we don't know how she came up with this idea that her client isn't really letting go. It is not uncommon for clients to say, oh, I wasn't hypnotized because I couldn't let go. Or for her, then she goes into him, not being as deep. And so one thing that we forget as hypnotists a lot of times is that you can simply talk to your clients and ask them. If they say something like, oh, I just can't let go, then you can say to them, let go. What does that look like? What does that mean to you? What could you not do? And kind of get them to talk specifically about what it is they're doing or not doing, and then you can address it. As far as the deep thing, I've actually had clients who had no hypnosis training, never even been to a hypnotist before, who opened their eyes in the middle of the session and said, you need to make me go deeper, you need to deepen me. So then I had to say to them, okay, how come you think you're not deep in hypnosis? Or what does that mean to you? And then I would, educate them a little bit about what hypnosis is again, so that you can simply talk to your clients and find out as soon as they start telling you that things aren't working out for them, find out how they're not working out, how they think they're not working out, what it would be like to them if it was working out, and then you can address it.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying. If something's not working that should be working, that means that something that goes before it wasn't done or wasn't done effectively. And if they have these kind of misperceptions or fears or concerns about hypnosis, that means the pre-talk isn't done yet, and you do exactly the right thing, is just say, open your eyes and let's talk about this. And you can ask questions like Celeste is talking about. Find out what's going on, answer their concerns, and then just proceed. And they may have emerged while you were talking to them, and so just do a quick little induction, like the 8-word induction, and you can just go right there. And you can, that's another thing, you can just type in 8-word hypnotic induction into Google, and you can find information that we have on the web about that. And so instead of spending 4 minutes re-inducing hypnosis, just zap them back into hypnosis in 4 seconds. Do you ever use the 8-word induction?
Do I have the 8-word? Do I use the 8-word induction? Yes, every session. It's what I do, even in the very first session, and then I deepen.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's
yes.
just a word out there for you folks. Start using these fast inductions. 8 words. Boom. They're in deep hypnosis. All right, what else we got there?
Well, then she says that the client isn't sure if the answers relating to age regression have really come from his subconscious. So he says he consciously knows everything he's saying when he's in hypnosis. He knows all the things that are coming up whenever she regresses him back, all the scenes from his past. And so he thinks that because he is aware while he's in hypnosis that they're not getting anywhere.
Oh, Celeste, why don't you answer this one?
Well, I think if, first of all, he's going to somehow say that to you. He's going to say, probably after the session, well, I knew everything that came up, and I'm aware of every scene that we went to. So in that case, and he has the idea, he would probably verbalize that too, that because he knows everything, he might not actually say that, but he might say, well, gosh, I don't know, if this is going to be effective for me, because we didn't uncover anything new. I knew about all that stuff. Then what I would say is most of our clients, the things that come up in this session are things that they just really haven't thought about for a long time, but they're pertinent, and your mind took us there, so we're going to treat them as if they are the thing that's going to cause you to feel better. Now, that what we want to do is let the work soak in and see how well you do. And then when you come back, we'll take it from there. That's the way I usually handle that sort of thing, Cal.
With people, again, this is an individual that needs more pre-talk. He has a misperception about hypnosis. He's got this idea in his head, perhaps, that he's got to be unconscious to be hypnotized. And the truth is, we go in and out of hypnosis all the time, every day, which just means hypnosis is a heightened state of suggestibility. A heightened state of suggestibility doesn't feel in any particular way. And you don't lose your mind when you go into hypnosis. You don't become unconscious. It's not like you're under chemical anesthesia, and they just need to know that. And if you've told them that and they don't believe you, then you've got to build your expertise in their mind as a credible source for information about hypnosis. So when they say, gosh, I don't know if this is going to work because I was aware of everything that went on, you go, well, good. You're supposed to know everything that's going on. In fact, most people in hypnosis are more aware of what's going on inside of them, or even sometimes around them, than in the normal waking state. And what I want you to do is just accept that I'm a professional hypnotist. I know what we're supposed to be doing. And during the session, let me take the lead. The only thing that matters is outcome. And if I believe I can help you, you got to follow my instructions. I want you to think about everything you've done in the past to try to deal with this situation. If you don't follow my instructions, what's your plan for anything else? I mean, you've got to let me lead here. I know when you're hypnotized. I'm doing depth testing. Just follow along, give it a chance, because the only thing that matters is outcome. And so let's get through the session, and then we'll see how it goes during this next week. And we expect that things are going to be better. And this is not a one-shot deal. We work through a series of sessions, and it's the nature of human beings to do better with practice. Next session, you're going to go in even deeper, easier than the time before. So let's get on with it. How's that, Celeste?
That's very good, and you're right. Pre-talk, pre-talk, pre-talk. And a real easy thing you can do, is also just keep your confidence and say, this happens sometimes, close your eyes, let's continue. Just act as if it's working right now. And then you can see from there, it's just act as if what I'm saying is effective for you for now, and we'll talk about it in a moment. You could try that. Sometimes that can be effective, but for the most part, you're going to have to ask them exactly what's going on, what they're thinking, what they expect to come out from what you've just done, what they expect hypnosis to do, and then deal with that and explain to them that hypnosis doesn't mean you're going to go to sleep. Hypnosis doesn't mean that you're going to uncover material from your subconscious that you never knew before. Although that does sometimes happen, most of the time it doesn't. And so you just need to educate them a little bit. And as far as the pre-talk goes, make sure you're giving a good pre-talk. As Cal Banyan said, go back to the manual. The manual's got excellent information on how to put together a pre-talk, or you can buy Cal Banyan's hypnotic pre-talk. I really love that one. And then you're going to have really good footing in that regard. Unless they're, texting people while they're watching it, they're going to get good information. And sometimes I do catch them doing that. Don't let them do that.
Beautiful. Is that all of her question?
That's all the questions, and I think it's probably just about time to wrap up. Did you want to add anything else?
Just that I'm so glad to have you back, and I'm looking forward to see you at all the NGH conventions and Solid Golds, and Christopher too, hanging out with the hypnotists. It's going to be a good time.
Yes, Christopher's my husband, in case you guys don't know, and yes, you ain't getting rid of me that easy. I'm here for the long haul.
All right, beautiful. Hey, let's do 60 more.
Let's do 60 plus. All right, well, I'm Celeste Hackett. It is about time to wrap things up. It was nice seeing you. Meredith is going to be on the next few podcasts, and I'm sure she's going to be back. It's been wonderful seeing you again, and I'll be back again very soon, and I guess that's all I really have to say. Bye.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. Hey, tell your hypno friends about calbanyan.com, and let's see, what else was I going to say? Remember to go to facebook.com/hypnosis etc. And I love you, especially those of you all around the world from the far reaches of the universe. Well, I'm going a little bit overboard here, but then, it's my show and I can. This is Cal Banyan signing off. This recording is the property of Cal Banyan and the Banyan Hypnosis Center for Training and Services, Incorporated. All rights reserved, for private use only, may not be duplicated without permission. For contact information, go to www.hypnosiscenter.com.